Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. What if I told you that your thoughts, yes, your very thoughts, are the most powerful tool you possess? Not your bank account, not your education, not even your circumstances, just your mind. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, why do some people rise from nothing and build empires, while others with equal or better opportunities never seem to break free? What separates those who only dream from those who live their dreams? And what if the secret to wealth, success, and personal power isn't a secret at all, but a mindset anyone, yes, including you, can adopt? Welcome to Think and Grow Rich. This isn't just a book, it's a blueprint, a battle tested philosophy for success that's been used by millionaires, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders for nearly a century. Napoleon Hill spent over 25 years interviewing the most powerful and wealthy individuals of his time. Names like Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and more. From those interviews, he distilled a formula, a method of thinking that can transform your life in ways you never imagined. But let's be clear, this isn't just about money. Grow rich isn't just about dollars in your pocket. It's about becoming rich in purpose, rich in confidence, rich in vision, and yes, rich in results. So as you press play on this journey, I invite you to go all in. Open your mind. Challenge your beliefs. Let the words spark something in you, something deep. Because by the time you finish this book, you won't just be thinking differently, you'll be living differently. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. Desire, the starting point of all achievement. Let's get something straight from the start. Riches begin with a state of mind. Not luck, not a winning lottery ticket, not even the right connections. They begin with a burning desire, a deep, almost obsessive longing that becomes a mission. A must, not a maybe. So I have to ask you, what do you really want? Not just the surface stuff, like a bigger house or a new car, but the thing that lights you up from the inside. What's that fire inside you asking for? Because desire, not hope or wishful thinking, is the fuel that turns dreams into reality. Let me tell you a story. There was a man named Edwin C. Barnes. He wasn't wealthy. He wasn't connected. He had no credentials. But what he had was an idea, a desire. His goal? To become a business partner of the great inventor Thomas Edison. Not an employee, not an intern, a partner? Sounds ridiculous, right? But Barnes didn't care how impossible it looked. He didn't know how he would do it, but he knew he would. That was all he needed. He saved up what little money he had and traveled to meet Edison. When he arrived, he looked more like a tramp than a businessman. But Edison saw something in his eyes, a spark, a determination that said, "I will not be denied." Edison gave him a chance. Not a big one, a low-level sales job. But Barnes didn't flinch. He knew this was the beginning, and he made himself indispensable. Then came the moment. Edison developed a new machine, something his own sales team wasn't excited about. But Barnes saw its potential, grabbed the opportunity, and sold it with such fire that Edison gave him a partnership, just like he said he would. Barnes didn't become Edison's partner because he was lucky. He burned with desire, acted on it, and refused to quit until he got what he came for. Now listen to this closely. There's a difference between wishing for something and being ready to receive it. When you are truly ready, when your desire becomes a belief, you'll find ways, you'll attract opportunities, and you'll become the person who gets what they want. That's how definiteness of purpose works. It magnetizes your mind. And here's where the process begins. Hill's 6 steps to turn desire into gold. 1. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Not, I want more money. Be specific. Clarity is power. 2. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There's no such thing as something for nothing. What will you offer the world? 3. Establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money. Deadlines turn goals into real commitments. 4. Create a definite plan and begin at once, whether you're ready or not. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Action creates momentum. 5. Write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money, your plan, your deadline, and what you'll give in return. Your mission statement, your contract with yourself. 6. Read your written statement aloud twice daily, once when you wake up and once before bed. As you read, see it, feel it, believe it. Let your subconscious absorb it as truth. This isn't just some motivational fluff. It's mental conditioning. It's the same method used, consciously or not, by every self-made success story you've ever heard. So, I ask again, what do you truly desire? Are you willing to define it, plan for it, and burn for it until it becomes real? Because this is where your journey begins. With a decision, a desire, and the belief that what you want is already waiting for you to claim it. Your move. Chapter 2. Faith. Visualization and belief in the attainment of desire. You've defined your desire, you've planted the seed, but now you must believe. Not just say it, not just wish it. You must believe in it so deeply, so fully that it becomes a part of you. Because faith is the bridge between thought and reality. It's the invisible force that transforms your wants into knowing. And when you know something is yours, it begins to move toward you. Let me ask you, have you ever wanted something so badly you could see it, taste it, feel it, before it even showed up? That wasn't fantasy. That was your subconscious being activated by belief. Hill says, faith is the head chemist of the mind. Whatever you mix with faith, whether it's fear or confidence, your subconscious will take it in and make it real. This is why self-talk matters. This is why affirmations work. Every time you speak with faith, especially to yourself, you are training your inner world to create your outer one. Let me paint you a picture. A man says, I'll never get ahead. The world's against me. Money is hard to come by. He says it enough, and guess what? His world proves him right. Another man says, I'm destined for success. I will find the way, no matter what. And sure enough, opportunities begin to appear. People start to notice. And little by little, his reality shifts to match his belief. This is not magic. It's mindset. Hill gives us a powerful tool here. It's called Autosuggestion, the repetition of affirmations laced with faith. Let me show you how to use it. Take your written statement from Chapter 1, the one where you clearly defined your goal. Now speak it with feeling, twice a day, every day. Close your eyes as you say it. See the money in your bank account. Feel the satisfaction of achievement. Smell the room you're standing in when it happens. Make it real in your mind, and soon, it begins to become real in your life. Here's what your affirmation might sound like. I am so happy and grateful now that I have dollar amount in my possession by date. I have earned this by delivering your service with excellence, persistence, and purpose. I believe this is already mine. Say it slowly. Let it sink in. Say it like you mean it, because that's what faith sounds like. Faith is a habit. It's built through repetition, emotion, and proof. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need faith at the start. You just need to act as if. And over time, faith becomes real. You will start to notice something powerful. You'll walk differently, speak with more confidence, think bigger, and suddenly other people will begin to believe in you too. Why? Because belief is contagious. When you walk in faith, the world can't help but respond. So I'll leave you with this. What do you believe about yourself right now? Is that belief helping you or holding you back? And are you willing to start speaking a new belief even before you see the evidence? Because faith isn't about what's in your hands. It's about what's in your heart and mind. And when those two align with desire, anything is possible. Chapter 3. Autosuggestion, the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. Let's get real for a second. You can read all the books, watch all the motivational videos, write down your goals 100 times. But if you don't start reprogramming the voice inside your own head, nothing sticks. That's where autosuggestion comes in. Autosuggestion is how you speak to your subconscious. It's how you pass instructions, real, clear, emotional instructions, to the part of your mind that actually runs the show. Think of it like this. Your subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotion, repetition, belief. So if you keep saying, I can't, I'm not good enough, it's too late, your subconscious says, got it, I'll make that your reality. But when you say, I can, I will, I must, and you say it with energy, consistency, and vision, your subconscious listens, and it starts working silently, faithfully, on turning those words into facts. So here's the key. You have to feed your mind the right thoughts over and over again until they sink in so deep. They become automatic. That's autosuggestion. And Hill gives us the recipe right here. Let's walk through it step by step. 1. Find a quiet place twice a day, morning and night. No distractions. 2. Close your eyes and say your goal statement out loud. With conviction, with feeling. Don't just read it, declare it. 3. Visualize it while you speak. See the money. See the moment. Feel the pride. Let it be real in your mind. 4. Repeat this daily until you believe it. I can feel the success already. I believe I deserve it. I believe it's mine. You say that every day with fire behind it, and your mind starts to shift. You start noticing new ideas, seeing different choices, feeling different emotions. Because you're rewriting the code. Now, some people might say, but I don't feel like it's true when I say it. That's okay. You're not lying to yourself. You're leading yourself. Your belief will catch up. Your subconscious is always listening, always recording, and every word you feed it is either building your future or reinforcing your limits. So the real question is, what story are you telling yourself right now? And are you ready to start telling a better one? Hill puts it plainly. The subconscious mind will translate into its physical equivalent by the most direct and practical means available, any order that is given to it in a state of belief. This isn't just about saying affirmations. It's about programming your identity. Who do you believe you are? Who do you say you are every single day? Because that's who you'll become. So from here on out, don't just think rich. Speak it, feel it, repeat it, live it, and do it until your subconscious says, all right, let's make it happen. Chapter 3. Autosuggestion, the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. You've got the desire. You're building belief. Now it's time to go deeper, to impress your will upon your mind until it moves your entire being. Enter autosuggestion. This is the hinge point between the conscious and the subconscious, the mechanism by which thoughts, ideas, and intentions transform into physical reality. In other words, autosuggestion is how you train your subconscious to accept your goals as truth. Let's break this down, not just as a concept, but as a practice, a skill, even a ritual. The mind as soil. Imagine your mind as fertile soil. The conscious mind is the farmer. The subconscious is the earth beneath. Whatever seed you plant, be it corn or poison ivy, your subconscious will accept it without judgment and make it grow. Every thought you think, every word you speak, especially those charged with emotion and repeated often enough, those are seeds. And autosuggestion is the act of planting with intention. But here's the trick. The subconscious can't tell the difference between a truth and a lie. It only knows what it's fed. Feed it fear, doubt, self-sabotage, and it will manifest failure, resistance, and anxiety. But feed it confidence, vision, wealth, love, over and over again, and it will begin to shape your reality accordingly. Your words are instructions. Hill says, all suggestions and all self-administered stimuli which reach one's mind through the five senses are classified as autosuggestion. So, whether you're aware of it or not, you are always using autosuggestion. The question is, are you doing it on purpose? Every time you say, I'm not good at this, I'll never make that kind of money, that's just not who I am. You're programming your subconscious to keep you exactly where you are. But when you say, I am becoming the kind of person who earns that, I am learning, I am growing, I am becoming unstoppable, I already feel what it's like to have achieved it. Now you're giving your mind new instructions, and it listens, especially when spoken with emotion. That's the key. Emotion. Autosuggestion is powerless without feeling. Say your goal out loud like you mean it, like you already owned it, and your subconscious begins to accept it as truth. How to practice. Autosuggestion. Let's turn this into a daily practice, a ritual of mental conditioning that will shape your entire future. Step 1. Create your desire statement. You already began this back in Chapter 1. Take that written statement where you defined exactly what you want, the amount, the deadline, what you're willing to give, and the plan to get it. If you haven't written it down yet, do it now, not tomorrow, right now. Step 2. Find a quiet place. Twice a day, once in the morning, once before bed, find a place where you won't be disturbed. Step 3. Speak it out loud, slowly, clearly with emotion. Don't just read the words, say them. Hear yourself. Feel every word. Picture it in your mind. Engage your senses. See the goal. Touch it. Even smell the air around it. I am so happy and grateful now that I have $100,000 in my possession by June 1st, 2025. I have earned it by providing powerful, transformative coaching to 100 clients. I give more value than anyone expects, and I love the work I do. I believe this. I see this. I feel this reality already in motion. Step 4. Visualize as you speak. Close your eyes. See yourself receiving the money, signing the deal, launching the business, shaking hands, smiling, sharing, living it. Step 5. Repeat daily until you believe it, then keep going. Belief doesn't come instantly. It builds like muscle, through repetition, through emotion, through consistency. Real talk. Will you feel silly at first? Maybe. Especially if you're not used to talking to yourself out loud. But here's the truth. Everyone who has ever redefined their reality has done something that looked a little crazy at first. They talked to themselves. They wrote notes on mirrors. They imagined futures no one else could see. But that's why they succeeded, because they trained their minds to believe. So, if you feel awkward, good. That means you're stepping into new territory. Why it works. Think of the subconscious as a servant without logic. It takes orders, it executes plans, it influences your decisions, your habits, even your posture and energy, based on the beliefs it's been handed. When you use autosuggestion, you're reprogramming the operating system of your mind. This is why two people with the same education and talent can have wildly different outcomes. One believes in themselves, the other doesn't. One feeds themselves power, the other doubt. You are always being programmed. The question is, by who? If you don't take control, the world will do it for you, and the world rarely programs for greatness. What you feed your mind, you become. If you want wealth, don't just think about money. Think like someone who builds it. If you want freedom, speak as someone who already owns their time. If you want love, confidence, power, speak as if you already embody it, and then become it. The inner world shapes the outer. Always. So here's your challenge. Start today. Not tomorrow. Today. Write your statement. Speak it with emotion. Do it again tonight and again tomorrow. Keep going until you no longer doubt. Until your words feel natural. Until belief becomes automatic. Because the moment you believe it, everything begins to shift. Chapter 4. Specialized knowledge, personal experiences or observations. We've talked about desire, that fire inside you that burns for something more. We've talked about faith, the belief that makes that desire inevitable. We've talked about autosuggestion, how to wire your mind to act in alignment with your goals. Now it's time to get strategic. You've got the passion, the belief, and the mindset. Now you need knowledge. But not just any knowledge. Specialized knowledge. The kind of knowledge that gives you a competitive edge. The kind of knowledge that lets you operate at a higher level, solve bigger problems, and provide more value. The difference between general and specialized knowledge. Let's get clear on this. General knowledge is great. It's the stuff you pick up along the way. It's useful, sure, but it doesn't make you stand out. Specialized knowledge, on the other hand, is deep expertise in a specific area. It's what you learn to solve specific problems, offer value, and make a difference. Think about it like this. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, you don't need general knowledge of medicine or law. You need specialized knowledge, the kind that allows you to serve others in a unique, impactful way. You can't change the world with surface-level knowledge, but you can make a fortune with deep, practical expertise in a specific field. How do you gain specialized knowledge? You don't need to have a formal degree to gain specialized knowledge. Formal education is one path, but it's not the only path. In fact, many of the world's most successful people didn't follow the traditional educational route. They sought knowledge on their own terms, through experience, mentorship, books, courses, and practice. Let me break it down. 1. Identify the area you want to master. This is step 1. Whether it's business, writing, technology, finance, art, or any other field, get clear on what you want to become an expert in. This doesn't mean you need to know everything. It means you need to specialize. What problem do you want to solve? Find that area where your passion and expertise can collide. 2. Invest time into learning. Yes, time is the ultimate currency. The more you know about a specific subject, the more valuable you become. The deeper your knowledge, the more rare you are. So invest in learning. Read books, take courses, study under mentors, watch interviews. Whatever it takes, become a sponge. 3. Apply what you learn. Knowledge is useless if it's not applied. You don't learn to swim by reading a book. You don't master music by just listening to it. Apply your knowledge in real-life situations. The more you practice, the more you solidify your expertise. You'll also uncover insights and gaps in your understanding that no textbook could teach you. 4. Learn from the best, don't reinvent the wheel. If someone's already successful in the area you want to master, study them. Learn their methods. Understand their approach. This doesn't mean copying them. It means learning from their mistakes, their victories, and their experience. Why specialized knowledge pays? We're living in a knowledge-based economy. But here's the truth. Knowledge alone doesn't create wealth. It's applied knowledge that makes all the difference. Think about Henry Ford, who didn't have the technical knowledge of his engineers, but he had enough specialized knowledge about business and leadership to build an empire. Or think about Steve Jobs. He wasn't a technical genius when it came to coding, but he mastered the knowledge of user experience and design, which allowed him to create products that changed the world. What made them successful wasn't their general knowledge. It was their specialized knowledge applied to solving a problem. And here's the kicker. Specialized knowledge doesn't just create financial success, it creates freedom. It allows you to choose the kind of work you want to do, the impact you want to make, and the lifestyle you want to live. Leveraging the knowledge you have. Don't think you have to wait until you're an absolute expert to start profiting from your knowledge. Here's the secret. Leverage what you know right now. There's value in the knowledge you already have. Whether it's your experience in a particular field, your personal story, or the skills you've developed through your journey. What's important is how you package it, how you offer it to the world, and how you continually expand and refine it. This is why mentorship and mastermind groups are so valuable. They allow you to leverage other people's specialized knowledge while simultaneously contributing your own. And in today's world, you don't have to be a corporate CEO or a university professor to become a recognized expert. You can build an entire business based on your knowledge through online courses, consulting, writing books, speaking, or even just providing value through social media. But remember, be specific. Be targeted. You don't need to know everything. You need to know enough to provide real value in a specific area and become the go-to person for that value. Knowledge versus action. The real power lies in execution. Now, here's the key point. It's not just the knowledge that matters, it's how you use it. Let's be real. Knowing is not the same as doing. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't apply it, it won't amount to anything. Wealth and success don't come from knowing everything. They come from applying what you know in a way that solves problems and delivers value. Start building your own specialized knowledge base. Here's your action step. Pick one area that you want to become an expert in. Start learning daily. Whether it's through reading, taking online courses, or finding a mentor, take one action today toward mastering that field. Practice what you learn. Look for ways to apply it to real-world problems. Because in the end, the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who doesn't is this. The person who takes specialized knowledge and applies it consistently will rise above the rest. Moving forward. Specialized knowledge is your ticket to freedom, but it's not enough to just know it. It's what you do with that knowledge that will set you apart. Now let's move forward to imagination, where we'll talk about how you can use creative thought to expand your vision and turn your specialized knowledge into extraordinary action. Are you ready to take that step? Chapter 5. Imagination, The workshop of the mind. Everything you see around you, every invention, every building, every business, every piece of technology, started as a thought, just a spark. And that spark was born in the imagination. In this chapter, we step into the most powerful creative force you possess. Not your hands, not your hustle, your mind's ability to dream something into existence before it's real. Hill calls imagination the workshop of the mind, and he meant it literally. It's the place where plans are formed, where vision is sculpted, where wealth is first built, not in reality, but in thought. Because before you do it, you have to see it. Two types of imagination. Hill breaks imagination down into two main types: synthetic and creative. 1. Synthetic imagination. This is the kind of imagination we use when we rearrange existing ideas. You take knowledge, concepts, skills, and you remix them into something useful. Think of it like cooking with the ingredients you already have in the fridge. Entrepreneurs, marketers, artists, even inventors use this constantly. You don't have to invent something completely new. Sometimes innovation is simply combining old ideas in a new way. 2. Creative imagination. This is deeper, wilder, more intuitive. Creative imagination is where new ideas come from, ideas that seem to come from nowhere. It's the kind of inspiration that hits you in the shower, on a walk, in a dream. It's when you're connected to something bigger than logic. Hill believed that this was how people tune into infinite intelligence. When you've developed strong desire and faith, and you've primed your mind through autosuggestion, creative ideas begin to flow. And when they do, you write them down, you take them seriously, you act on them. The role of imagination in wealth. Here's what's real: money follows value, value follows ideas, and ideas are born in imagination. Every fortune begins as a dream, a vision, a what if. Think about Walt Disney standing in an empty swamp in Florida, already seeing a magical kingdom. Think about Elon Musk imagining reusable rockets, or Oprah Winfrey envisioning herself not just on television, but owning the network. These weren't logical ideas at first. They were emotional, imaginative. They were born in the invisible workshop of the mind before ever touching the physical world. Your success story, whatever it looks like, has to be written first in your imagination. You already have this power. You don't need permission to imagine. Children use their imagination all day long, fearlessly, freely. But somewhere along the way, adults are taught to be realistic, to stay grounded, to stop daydreaming. But here's the thing: the greatest minds never stopped daydreaming. They just learned how to turn their daydreams into plans. You've still got that ability. It's not gone. It's just been buried under the noise of responsibility and fear. Let's dig it back up. How to activate your imagination for wealth. You can train your imagination. Here's how. 1. Schedule white space. In a world of constant notifications and noise, imagination needs stillness. Give yourself 10 to 30 minutes a day to disconnect. No screens, no input, and just think. Daydream with intention. Visualize your goals vividly. 2. Ask what if. Often, what if I made double my income this year? What if I started that business idea? What if I reached out to that person? What if it worked? These are doorways. Let your imagination explore them. No judgment. 3. Write it down. Ideas are slippery. If you don't catch them, they vanish. Keep a journal, a voice note, a whiteboard. Whatever works, capture the vision when it hits. 4. Mix the real with the possible. Use synthetic imagination to build on what you already know. Use creative imagination to stretch beyond what's familiar. The magic is in combining both. 5. Revisit your vision daily. Just like you practice autosuggestion, practice imagination. See the life you want in detail, the home, the work, the impact, the freedom. See it in color. Feel it emotionally. Visit it so often that it begins to feel real. Because once it feels real in your mind, you'll start acting like it is. Imagination without action is just fantasy. Let's be clear. Imagination isn't enough on its own. It's the starting point, but it's not the destination. Many people have brilliant ideas, but they never take action. They let the fear of failure stop them. Or worse, they never even believe their dream is possible. You are not one of those people. Why? Because you're learning to link your imagination with desire, faith, knowledge, and action. You're not just dreaming, you're building. Imagination is your blueprint. Desire is the fire. Faith is the fuel. Knowledge is the tool. Action is the hammer. You're building something real. Your creative power is infinite. Don't underestimate the visions that come to you. The idea you get tomorrow morning, it could change your entire life. The concept that hits you while driving, it could become your business. The fantasy you've pushed away for years, maybe it's your calling. But only if you start trusting your imagination again, and only if you act on it. Next up is organized planning, where we take all of this vision, knowledge, and belief and turn it into concrete steps. Because imagination builds the dream, but planning builds the bridge. Let's cross it. Chapter 6. Organized planning, the crystallization of desire into action. You've got the desire. You believe it's possible. You've fed your imagination and cultivated specialized knowledge. Now comes the part most people skip. A plan. Without a plan, your desire is a dream. With one, it becomes a strategy. This chapter is where your ideas begin to move with structure, direction, and intent. Because no matter how powerful your thoughts, how big your dreams, or how sincere your wishes, if you don't take organized action, nothing changes. You need a plan, and you can't wait to have a perfect one. Let's start with some truth. Your first plan probably won't work, and that's okay. Because success is not about having a perfect plan. It's about being willing to adjust and persist when your plan doesn't go the way you hoped. Hill puts it simply, temporary defeat is not failure. It is just feedback. Most people quit the moment their first plan fails. But the ones who win, they revise, they rework, they persist. So let this be your mindset. You're not looking for a flawless plan. You're looking for a plan you're willing to follow and revise as needed. 4 steps to turning your desire into a real plan. Hill lays out a process, a way to take your goal and carve a path toward it. Here's how you do it. 1. Ally yourself with a mastermind group. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, elevate you, and hold you accountable. You need support, ideas, perspective, and sometimes people who will push you when you want to quit. A mastermind group isn't a luxury, it's essential. This is your team, your strategy partners. They help you sharpen your thinking, correct your course, and stay in motion. Who are your allies? If you don't have them, start building your circle today. 2. Decide what you can offer in return. This is a key part many miss. If you want to earn more, lead more, build more, you must ask, what am I willing to give? No success comes without contribution. What will you provide in exchange for your wealth? What value will you bring to others in exchange for their time, trust, or investment? Clarity here creates confidence. 3. Create a clear, concrete plan. Be specific. What are the exact steps you'll take this week? This month? This quarter? Write it out. Assign deadlines. Set markers of progress. Don't leave it in your head. Put it on paper. And again, if the first plan fails, make a new one. Failure is not a signal to stop. It's a signal to refine your approach. 4. Act immediately, do not wait. Not for the perfect time, not for more certainty, not for permission. Successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Unsuccessful people hesitate and never move. So once you've got a plan, even a rough one, start. Momentum builds clarity. Action breeds confidence. Why most people fail at planning? Most people don't fail because they lack desire or talent. They fail because they don't organize their effort. They drift, they react, they wait. But you're learning to build your success with intention. You're learning how to engineer your outcome. Here are some reasons people's plans fall apart. They try to do it alone. They overthink and never start. They don't review and adjust. They expect instant results and quit too soon. That's why Hill says, persist through temporary defeat. Because if your desire is strong, your faith is anchored, and your plan is active, you can't lose. Not permanently. The magic of organized effort. Let's zoom out for a second. The most successful businesses, teams, and creators don't succeed because they're the smartest in the room. They succeed because they're organized. They know what they're trying to achieve. They know who they need to do it. And they know what action to take each day to make it real. You can apply the same principles to your goals, no matter how big or how new they are. Let's break it down. Have a clear aim. Create a specific plan. Take daily action. Gather support. Adapt when needed. Repeat. This is how your desire becomes destiny. Failure is not the end. Remember, temporary defeat is part of the plan. If you fail, good. It means you're trying. It means you're learning. It means you're in motion. No great achievement came without trial and error. In fact, most millionaires and innovators failed their way to success. They just refused to give up when the plan didn't work the first time. Or the fifth. Be flexible. Be relentless. Keep going. Ready to build? Let's recap. You need a clear plan. You need a team, your mastermind. You need action, not just intention. You need to stay in the game when things go sideways. This is where many fall. But not you. Because now you understand that success doesn't come from hoping or from waiting. It comes from doing with precision and consistency. You are now in the builder's phase of your journey. You are not just dreaming of wealth, you are planning for it, and you are moving toward it. Next, we'll unlock the secret of decision, the mastery of commitment, speed, and unshakable resolve. Because once your plan is in place, you must choose and never look back. Are you ready to decide? Chapter 7. Decision, the mastery of procrastination. There comes a moment, quiet, clear, and powerful, where you stop waiting. You stop hesitating. You stop second-guessing, you stop asking for permission, and you decide. That's the turning point. That's where dreams become goals and goals become results. Decision is the line between wishing and achieving. Napoleon Hill didn't say decision is helpful. He said, successful people have the habit of making decisions quickly and changing them slowly, if ever. Unsuccessful people make decisions slowly and change them often and quickly. This chapter is about reclaiming your power to decide, because every time you delay a decision, you give your power away. Indecision is a thief. Let's be real. How many opportunities have you missed because you waited too long? You wanted more info. You wanted someone else to go first. You wanted to feel 100% ready. But here's the truth. You won't feel ready. Not when it matters. Decisive people understand that clarity doesn't always come before the choice. Clarity comes after commitment. So stop letting indecision rob your momentum, your energy, your life. You don't need to have every answer to make a decision. You just need courage and direction. How the rich make decisions. Think about this. Most of the world's most powerful people, CEOs, creators, founders, leaders, make fast, firm decisions. Why? Because they understand time is leverage. Waiting is expensive. They don't wait to feel safe. They decide based on vision, values, and instinct. And when they make a mistake, they learn, they adjust, and they decide again. They don't freeze. They move. You can train yourself to do the same. It starts with one choice: to be decisive. Your power to say yes or no. Decision isn't just about what you say yes to. It's about what you say no to. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your goal, you're saying no to what actually matters. Every time you avoid deciding because you want to keep your options open, you're secretly choosing to stay where you are. Indecision is a decision. It's just one that leaves you stuck. This chapter is your invitation to take that power back. Say yes with intention. Say no with conviction. Own your choices. Practical tools to strengthen your decision muscle. Let's get tactical. Here's how to build decision-making strength in your everyday life. 1. Set a time limit. Give yourself a deadline for decisions, big or small. Whether it's choosing a mentor, launching a product, or picking a strategy, decide by a certain time. Deadlines force clarity, even if it's uncomfortable. 2. Trust your gut. More often, your intuition is a quiet superpower. It's not random. It's informed by your values, desires, and experience. Don't overanalyze. If something feels aligned, go. 3. Be clear on your vision. The clearer your goals, the easier your decisions. When you know where you're going, it's obvious what belongs on the path and what doesn't. Clarity breeds confidence. 4th, review. Past indecision. What did it cost you? What did it feel like? Use that pain as fuel. Don't repeat the pattern. 5. Practice making small decisions. Quickly, from what to eat to how you respond to an email, make quick, intentional choices throughout the day. You're training your mind for bigger ones. History's winners decided and never looked back. Think of every great leader: Lincoln, Edison, Roosevelt, Jobs. Every one of them made bold, often unpopular, and fast decisions. They weren't reckless. They were committed. They knew waiting for certainty would mean never acting at all. You are no different. Whatever your dream, your business, your art, your income, your freedom, it will not build itself. You will have to choose, to leap, to risk being wrong, to bet on yourself. And if it doesn't work the first time, decide again. Winners don't fear being wrong. They fear being stuck. Let's decide right now. Before we move to the next chapter, pause. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I've been avoiding deciding? What decision would unlock the next level of my life? What would I do if I truly believed in myself? Don't just listen. Decide. Right here. Right now. Write it down, speak it out loud, and move forward as if it's already done. Because the world belongs to the bold, to the ones who choose, to the ones who take action while others hesitate. Chapter 8. Persistence, the sustained effort, necessary to induce faith. Let's get honest for a second. You've made the decision, you've got the plan, you're taking action. And then it gets hard. Not dramatic hard, but boring hard, tiring hard. Is this even working? Hard. This is the place where most people stop, where dreams start to die quietly, where enthusiasm fades and distractions creep in. But the people who win, they don't stop. They persist. They keep showing up long after the motivation is gone. That's the real secret. What is persistence, really? Persistence isn't just grinding. It's not about burnout or pushing through misery. It's the quiet, powerful decision to keep moving, especially when results haven't shown up yet. Persistence is the muscle that turns your belief into proof. It's what takes your desire out of your mind and anchors it into the physical world. And here's what Hill says: without persistence, you will be defeated, even before you start. With persistence, you will win. The difference between failure and success is often just one more try, one more step, one more day. Why we quit and how to stop. Let's talk about the truth behind giving up. We don't quit because we're lazy. We quit because we didn't see fast enough results. We got tired of waiting. We let fear sneak in again. We compared ourselves to someone else's. Chapter 20. We got distracted by something shinier. But what if you expected resistance? What if persistence wasn't something you hoped you'd feel, but something you chose? That changes the game. The 4 simple steps to build unstoppable persistence hill gives us a blueprint. If you follow this, you're building the backbone of every major success story. 1. A definite purpose, backed by burning desire. Know what you want and want it enough to endure the discomfort of getting there. If your why is weak, your willpower will be too. 2. A definite plan and continuous action. Even a rough plan, executed daily, beats a perfect plan that stays in your head. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates progress. Progress creates belief. 3. A mind closed to all negative influence. Stay away from people who constantly doubt, complain, or criticize. Your environment feeds your persistence or drains it. Build an inner circle that reflects your ambition. 4. A friendly alliance with one or more persons who will encourage you. Call it a mastermind. Call it accountability. Call it your success squad. But don't try to persist alone. Stories of persistence that built empires. Edison failed 10,000 times before the light bulb worked. Disney was rejected by over 300 banks. Colonel Sanders? He was 62 years old when he started pitching his chicken recipe. Rejected over 1,000 times before he heard a yes. These people didn't have special advantages. They had persistence. That's it. What if you applied that level of commitment to your dream? How to know you're close? Here's the wild part. Most people quit right before the breakthrough. They turn around at mile 99. They pull the plug just before the magic happens because they didn't feel it coming. But results don't always show up on your timeline. That's why you need faith plus action plus persistence. Keep building. Keep showing up. Keep becoming the kind of person your goal requires, because when you persist long enough, you become inevitable. Real talk. Will you keep going? So here's the moment of truth. What if you started, but stopped? What would happen if you gave it 90 more days of focused, relentless, joyful effort? Who would you become if you refused to quit no matter what? And even more, are you willing to show up when no one claps? Are you willing to bet on yourself when no one else does? Are you willing to build even when results are silent? This is your edge. Not talent, not luck, not timing. Persistence. Chapter 9. The Power of the Mastermind, the Driving Force. Success is never a solo act. Yes, you need clarity. Yes, you need desire, faith, and persistence. But now it's time to plug in to something bigger than yourself. Hill calls it the mastermind, a fusion of minds, energy, and purpose. And once you experience it, you'll wonder how you ever tried to do it alone. What is a mastermind? Hill defines it as a coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. Let's break that down. It's not just having smart friends. It's not a networking group. It's not a motivational circle where people talk and never act. A mastermind is sacred. It's intentional connection with people who share a common goal. Elevate your thinking, hold you accountable, challenge your limits, and refuse to let you stay small. It's where power multiplies, where two minds don't just add, they create a third, more powerful mind between them. This is not woo-woo. This is real. And it's one of the biggest secrets behind every historic achievement. Why you can't do it alone. We've all been taught to grind in silence, to hustle solo, to figure it out on our own. But that mindset, it caps your growth, and it isolates your energy. Here's the truth. If you're the only one carrying the vision, you're also the only one feeding it. That gets heavy. But when you invite others into your vision, everything changes. Ideas bounce. Energy builds. Blind spots disappear. Opportunities multiply. The mastermind becomes your engine. How to build your own mastermind. You don't need 1,000 people. You need the right people. Here's how to start. 1. Choose people who think bigger than you. Not just those who agree with you, but those who will stretch you. Challenge your assumptions. Push you when you'd rather rest. Surround yourself with builders, dreamers, and doers. You're not there to chat. You're there to grow. Keep it high vibe, no ego. No competing, no complaining, no energy drains. This is a space of collaboration, not comparison. You rise together or not at all. Protect the energy. Not everyone qualifies. Only invite those who are committed to growth and contribution. This is your success sanctuary. Guard it. The invisible force behind every empire. Think about it. Thomas Edison had Henry Ford, Luther Burbank, and Harvey Firestone. Carnegie surrounded himself with financial giants. Even Hill's own research was born out of collaborating with 500 plus of the most successful people of his time. No one builds something legendary alone. Your environment becomes your outcome. And your mastermind is the environment you choose. What happens when you get this right? Problems shrink. Confidence rises. Ideas accelerate. You start acting like your future self now. Because now you're not just thinking with your own mind. You're thinking with many, aligned, inspired, intentional. This is synergy. This is power. This is where big things begin. So, ask yourself, who do I need to stop walking with? And who do I need to start building with? What would change if I had a circle that truly believed in my vision and helped me refine it? Am I willing to open up my dream alignment and let others help build it with me? You already have the power. But when you plug into others, you become limitless. Chapter 10. The Mystery of Sex Transmutation, Turning Desire into Creative Power. Let's start here. Sex energy is the most powerful force in the human body. It's not just for pleasure. It's not just physical. It's not taboo. It's creative energy, the raw life force behind everything from birth to breakthrough. And here's where Hill shocks most people. When harnessed and redirected, this energy becomes the driving force behind genius. Yes, sex energy is fuel, and the people who learn to transmute it, to convert it, are the ones who build, lead, innovate, and rise. What is sex transmutation? Let's simplify this idea bullet. Sexual energy is emotional energy. It's linked to desire, intensity, magnetism, and drive. When you transmute it, you're taking that powerful creative life force energy and using it to fuel your goals, art, business, communication, confidence, everything. You're not suppressing it. You're redirecting it from the physical to the spiritual, from indulgence to inspiration, from release to results. The source of high-level magnetism. Have you ever met someone with an incredible presence? They walk into a room and people turn. They speak and everyone listens. They move and things shift. They're not loud. They're not arrogant. They're charged. That's sexual energy, transmuted. Hill says, men of great achievement are often highly sexed, but they direct this energy into their work. That charisma, that fire, that magnetism, it's not luck. It's the mastery of desire. Why most people never harness this power? Here's the trap. Most people release this energy unconsciously. They chase short-term pleasure and miss long-term creation. They don't realize they're sitting on a nuclear reactor and using it to light a candle. But you're different because now you know. You can take that energy and elevate it. Use it to create world-changing ideas, speak with passion, lead movements, write, design, build, inspire, manifest what most people can only imagine. Sex transmutation isn't about morality, it's about power. How to actually practice transmutation. This isn't theoretical. Let's make it real. Here's how to shift your energy into creation. 1. Become aware of it. Start noticing when sexual energy rises. Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, socially. Inspiration, attraction, excitement. That fire in your gut, that's the signal. 2. Don't suppress, redirect when it rises. Don't distract yourself or numb it. Instead, move the energy into action. Go work on your business. Write, record, speak, design, plan, build something. Let that fire drive your mission. 3. Visualize your goal. Instead of the object of desire. This one's powerful. Instead of obsessing over a person or fantasy, transmute it. See your dream. Feel your vision. Focus the intensity there. Let your desire for success be stronger than your desire for escape. 4. Create a daily ritual of creative focus. Hill believed that this energy is strongest when you're connected to your purpose. So, every day, reconnect. Breathe into your body. Feel the energy rise. Move it into action. It will feel like flow, like you're plugged into something bigger. Because you are. The role of love, romance, and partnership. One more thing, Hill didn't reject romance. In fact, he said the most powerful transmutation happens when sexual energy is combined with genuine love and deep emotional connection. It's not about lust alone. It's not about repression. It's about alignment. The energy of love combined with desire creates focus, devotion, vision, power. Many of history's greatest leaders were driven by romantic partners who elevated them, not distracted them, deepened them. Your relationship can be a source of power or depletion. Choose consciously. This is your hidden power source. Right now inside you, there is a well of energy, creativity, confidence, clarity. The same force that can create life can build your empire, but only if you learn to master it. This is one of those chapters that most people skim over. You didn't. You chose to go deeper, to understand your body, your energy, and your mind as tools for greatness. Now let's ask, reflect, and activate. What would change if I redirected all my craving, tension, and desire toward my mission? Am I using my energy to escape or to create? What does it look like when I channel my full, unfiltered power into building something that matters? Because you are already powerful, but when you channel that energy with purpose, you become unstoppable. Chapter 11, The Subconscious Mind, The Connecting Link. This isn't fluff. This is the engine room of your life. The subconscious mind is the part of you that's always listening, always absorbing, always creating based on what you feed it. It's like fertile soil. Whatever you plant, good or bad, it grows. And whether you realize it or not, your subconscious is writing your life story right now. Line by line, belief by belief, action by action. So the question is, what are you letting it write? You have two minds, but one reality. Let's break this down simply. Your conscious mind is what you choose to think. Your subconscious mind is what you've absorbed, accepted, and repeated until it became automatic. You consciously decide, but your subconscious drives your behavior. You might say, I want success. I want wealth. I want to be confident. But if your subconscious still believes, I'm not good enough, I never follow through, money is hard to get, people like me don't succeed, then those invisible beliefs are controlling the outcome. Desire gets overridden by programming. So what's the subconscious really doing? It's your emotional hard drive. It stores every experience, every story you've ever heard, every failure, every limiting belief. It doesn't filter. It doesn't judge. It doesn't ask, is this true? It just takes it in and obeys. Hill says, the subconscious mind acts first on the dominating desires which have been mixed with emotional feelings such as faith. Emotion is the fuel. Repetition is the signal. Belief is the lock. Want to change the story? Then we need to change what we feed it. Your subconscious never sleeps. This is what's wild. Your subconscious is always on. It's listening. When you talk to yourself in frustration, when you replay past failures in your mind, when you daydream about success, but follow it with doubt. And it says, got it. Let's make more of that. Your dominant thoughts become your dominant vibration, and what you vibrate, you attract. Not just spiritually, but neurologically and behaviorally. You start filtering the world for proof of what you believe, without even realizing it. How to reprogram the subconscious, Hill's method. Here's where it gets powerful. Hill lays out how to train your subconscious to work for you. 1. Feed it with emotionally charged desire. Don't just say your goal, feel it. Say it aloud, with power, with certainty, with emotion. Emotion is the language of the subconscious. 2nd, repetition of affirmations. You've heard this before, but this time, do it intentionally. Write your definite chief aim. Read it every morning and every night. Feel it is done. Burn it into your system. This is how you overwrite the old story. 3. Visualize vividly. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. So imagine it. Clearly, repeatedly, confidently. See yourself winning. See the money, the applause, the moment, the success. See the version of you who already is that person. You're not faking it. You're training your subconscious to accept it. 4. Guard what goes in. No more letting just anything into your mind. Filter your media, watch your self-talk. Remove yourself from environments that plant doubt, scarcity, or fear. The subconscious can't say no, so you must. Faith lives in the subconscious. This chapter is tied directly to chapter 3, faith. Because once belief moves from the conscious to the subconscious, it becomes real. That's when things start happening you can't explain. Ideas show up, people show up. You act differently, speak differently, attract differently. You're not trying anymore. You've become it. The subconscious mind will not remain idle. If you fail to plant desires in your subconscious mind, it will feed upon the thoughts which reach it as a result of your neglect. You either program it on purpose, or it gets programmed by the world. Here's where you take control. Ask yourself, what beliefs are playing in the background of my mind? On repeat, whose voice is still influencing me long after they're gone? What if I spent the next 30 days feeding my subconscious only thoughts of power, wealth, love, and certainty? Because this is the upgrade. Not another hustle, not another trick, but changing the source code of who you believe you are. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And your subconscious decides who that is. A moment of truth. Are you willing to stop feeding your subconscious fear and scarcity? Rewire the stories that no longer serve you? Speak to yourself as powerfully as you would to someone you love? Because the world will always mirror what you've accepted inside. And right now, you get to decide what stays and what gets rewritten. Chapter 12. The Brain. A broadcasting and receiving station for thought stop. For a second and realize this. Your brain isn't just a storage unit. It's not just for memorizing, solving problems, or analyzing numbers. It's a transmitter and a receiver. Yes, your brain is like a radio. It broadcasts your thoughts, and it tunes in to the thoughts of others. Hill called this one of the most mysterious yet powerful faculties of the human being. And once you learn how to use it, your success will no longer be limited to what you can do alone. You'll be plugged into something bigger. Your brain emits vibration. Every thought you think, especially those charged with emotion, produces a frequency. It's energy. It has a vibration. And like a radio station, your brain is constantly broadcasting that frequency out into the world. Every human brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station for the vibration of thought. Hill. The stronger the emotion behind the thought, the stronger the broadcast. That's why fear spreads. That's why excitement is contagious. That's why you can feel someone's energy the moment they walk into the room, without them saying a word. Thoughts are invisible forces, and they're influencing what and who you attract. Every single day. You're already tuned in. But to what? Right now, you're tuned into a frequency, whether consciously or not. If your dominant thoughts are fear, doubt, frustration, lack, you're literally receiving more of those thoughts from others vibrating on that same level. And you're broadcasting that energy back into your relationships, business, opportunities. But if your dominant thoughts are confidence, desire, wealth, belief, you're tuning into a higher network. You're accessing ideas, people, solutions, collaborations, inspiration that are already flowing on that frequency. This is how genius downloads happen. You think you just had an idea? No, you tuned into it. This is why you suddenly meet someone, get a message, or have a breakthrough after changing your mindset. You shifted stations, the role of the subconscious plus emotion. Let's connect this with Chapter 11. Your subconscious mind is the gateway. It's the part of your brain that links you to the universal mind, what Hill called infinite intelligence. But here's the key. That link is only activated when your thoughts are emotionally charged. Not passive, not dry, but infused with burning desire, faith, and focus. Emotion equals energy in motion, and it fuels your broadcast. Mastering the brain's vibration. So, how do you use this in your life? Here's how to turn your brain into a magnet for the life you want. 1. Choose your dominant frequency. Decide what station you're tuning into. Is it abundance? Is it courage? Is it creativity? Is it success? Start thinking, speaking, and feeling from that station now. 2. Use autosuggestion plus visualization. Daily, we've covered this before. Now it's even more crucial. By feeding your mind clear, emotionally charged visions of your goal, you lock in the frequency. Do it daily, morning and night. This is your new broadcast schedule. 3. Elevate your emotional state. Want to amplify your signal? Thus, raise your energy. Move your body. Listen to music that lights you up. Rehearse success. Speak your goal aloud with passion. A high state equals a strong signal. 4th, mastermind with others. Remember Chapter 9? When you connect your brain to other like-minded, purpose-driven people, you expand your range. You pick up ideas you couldn't generate alone. You download solutions that weren't available before. This is the power of mental harmony. A mastermind group becomes a shared frequency of power. Your brain is always working. Make it work for you. Even while you sleep, your brain is still vibrating, still broadcasting, still receiving. The only question is, what message is it sending out? What station is it tuned into? And what are you allowing yourself to receive? You don't need to find the answers anymore. You need to align with them. This is why meditation, affirmations, and intentional thought are not just spiritual. They're practical. They're how you program your signal. Think about this. What thoughts am I broadcasting every day without even realizing it? Who or what might be trying to reach me? If I just tuned in more consciously. What happens when I treat my brain like the most powerful device on Earth and use it that way? Your brain is not limited to logic. It's a transmitter of potential, a receiver of vision, a portal to possibility. When you master your mind's frequency, you unlock a channel that only a few ever access. Chapter 13. The Sixth Sense, the door to the Temple of Wisdom. Now we're entering the mystical, the mysterious. Hill refers to this as the sixth sense, and it's a game changer. You've heard the term gut feeling, right? That hunch or instinct you sometimes get when making a decision. Hill's talking about that and so much more. The sixth sense is like the higher power of your mind, tapping into a universal intelligence. A kind of psychic antenna that can pick up on invisible forces, insights, and opportunities around you. And if you've ever had an idea come to you, or you've been in the right place at the right time without knowing how, then you've experienced this for yourself. What exactly is the sixth sense? Hill describes it as the keystone of the philosophy of success. It's a higher form of intuition, an ability to tap into ideas, insights, and inspiration that comes from beyond the logical brain. He writes, the sixth sense can be described as the flashes of thought or inspiration that come to us seemingly without reason. It's not about making logical decisions anymore. It's about trusting the unseen, the unexplainable, and allowing it to guide you. This sixth sense is the channel that links you to the infinite intelligence, the collective consciousness of wisdom, knowledge, and creativity that's available to you at any moment. You've probably had moments where you didn't know why, but you just knew the right thing to do, or you felt compelled to take a specific action, and it paid off. That's your sixth sense. How do you tap into it? Now, here's the crucial part. The sixth sense doesn't just appear, you can't will it into existence. It's earned through the development of the other principles Hill talks about. Here's how you tap into it. 1. Master the other principles. First, Hill emphasizes that your sixth sense can only be activated once you've worked on developing your desire, faith, autosuggestion, and persistence. It's the foundation. The more you clear the mental and emotional clutter, the stronger your intuitive connection becomes. 2. Learn to listen to your inner voice. The sixth sense speaks to you quietly. It's not loud, it doesn't scream, it whispers through intuition, imagination, and creativity. So you have to learn how to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Listen to your gut. Trust those flashes of insight. 3. Be open to the unknown. You have to be open to receiving guidance from outside of the box. This requires the suspension of disbelief. Most people close themselves off to the sixth sense because they want concrete proof first. But the sixth sense requires faith, patience, and belief that the universe is providing the answers, even before you can see them clearly. The sixth sense is not limited to logical thought. Here's the breakthrough. The sixth sense operates beyond the physical senses and logic. It's not about analyzing or figuring out how something will work. It's about knowing, feeling, and trusting. When you learn to tap into this, you stop overthinking everything. You stop getting stuck in doubt and indecision. Instead, you become flow and everything becomes clearer. You just know where to go next. Think about it this way. The sixth sense is like a compass, pointing you toward opportunities, ideas, and people that are aligned with your success, without you even knowing how it's happening. How the sixth sense guides you toward success. Here's what's amazing. Once you develop a strong connection to this intuition, it guides you to the right opportunities, sometimes without logical reasoning. You meet the right people at the right time. You come up with brilliant ideas seemingly out of nowhere. You can sense when a decision is right, even when it defies logic. You avoid pitfalls or roadblocks because your inner guidance keeps you aligned. Hill makes a compelling point. The sixth sense is the direct connection between the conscious mind and the infinite intelligence, and can guide you to the riches and opportunities you desire. It's not random. It's the result of aligning with the higher powers at play. You learn to trust and follow this intuitive guidance, and in return, you attract unseen forces that help you build the life you desire. The invisible forces of success. What's really intriguing is that Hill suggests the sixth sense is tied to something much bigger than the individual. It's about tapping into the universal intelligence, the collective wisdom, opportunities, and inspirations that are always available to you. But you have to be open and aware to receive them. Hill calls these invisible forces that guide you toward your definite chief aim. But let's be clear here. These invisible forces aren't magic. They're the product of thoughts, feelings, and vibrations that connect you with the universal flow of ideas, people, and situations. When you start believing, you'll start receiving. The key here is to believe in your own ability to tap into this universal mind, to believe that the sixth sense is something real and available to you at any time. Ask yourself, what if I were to trust my gut more often? What if I let go of needing answers and simply allowed my intuition to lead me? How much more aligned with success would I be if I fully embraced the invisible guidance that's available to me? A final note on the sixth sense. Here's what you need to know. The sixth sense is always there. It's always available to you, but you must develop your other faculties first. You've been shown the roadmap of success. You've learned how to use faith, desire, persistence, and the subconscious mind. And now it's time to open yourself up to the guidance that flows from beyond. Your inner compass is waiting. Are you ready to trust it? Chapter 14: How to Make the Sixth Sense Work for You. Now that we've explored the power of the sixth sense, you might be wondering, how do I make it work for me? How can I tap into this invisible force, this higher intelligence that guides you toward your desires, and put it to work in my life right now? It's one thing to understand the concept of the sixth sense. It's another to actually harness it and let it help you manifest your dreams. So let's break it down. The sixth sense is like a muscle. Just like any muscle in your body, your sixth sense must be developed, strengthened, and trained. It's not something that appears overnight, and it doesn't come without effort. But with consistent practice, you can make it a powerful tool in your pursuit of success. The good news? You don't need to be special to access this. You already have it within you. You just need to begin to trust and fine-tune it. Be willing to trust and listen. The first step in making the sixth sense work for you is learning to trust it. For many people, the biggest barrier to using their sixth sense is doubt. They second-guess their hunches, dismiss their intuitive nudges, and look for logical, concrete evidence before taking action. But here's the truth. Your intuition doesn't always come with a map or clear instructions. It whispers. It speaks in feelings, images, or ideas that pop into your mind suddenly, often when you're least expecting it. When your inner voice nudges you in a direction, trust it. When you feel a spark of inspiration or a gut feeling that something is right, listen to it. Remember, this is not about making decisions based on what seems logical to your conscious mind, but rather based on the deeper knowing that comes from aligning with the universe's guidance. Clear the mental clutter. The second step is about getting quiet. The sixth sense doesn't work well in the noise of your busy mind. It works best when your thoughts are still, when you're calm and open to receiving guidance. That means to sharpen your sixth sense, you need to create space in your mind. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for this. Take time each day to simply sit in silence, clear your mind, and let your thoughts pass by without judgment. Quiet your mind, and you'll start to hear the whispers of the sixth sense more clearly. And here's the thing. You don't always need to sit in full meditation to tap into this. Even moments of stillness when you're walking, resting, or just sitting quietly can help you connect to the inner guidance that's waiting for you. Use positive affirmations to strengthen the Connection Hill's principle of autosuggestion. The practice of feeding your mind with positive thoughts and affirmations is crucial in activating your sixth sense. When you speak positive affirmations, you're sending clear signals to your subconscious. The more you reinforce these positive beliefs about yourself, your success, and your abilities, the more your mind becomes aligned with infinite intelligence. Affirmations like, I trust my intuition. I am connected to the source of wisdom. I make decisions confidently based on clear guidance. By consistently repeating these statements, you begin to reprogram your subconscious to operate in harmony with the guidance of your sixth sense. Visualization. Picture your success. Visualization is another key tool that Hill emphasizes in this chapter. When you picture your goals vividly in your mind, you send clear instructions to your subconscious about the future you want to create. But visualization isn't just about seeing what you want. It's about feeling it. It's about believing that it's already yours. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already living the life you desire. See yourself walking into the successful career. Feel the excitement, pride, and satisfaction of achieving your goals. See the people, the environment, the opportunities, and the rewards that come with it. When you visualize with emotion, you are tuning your brain to a higher frequency. And when your mind operates on a higher frequency, you naturally attract opportunities that align with that frequency. Surround yourself with like minded people. Your sixth sense is also influenced by the people you spend your time with. Hill emphasizes the importance of the mastermind group, where like minded individuals come together to share ideas and insights. When you surround yourself with people who have a similar vision for success, you're more likely to receive inspiration from them. Here's why: energy is contagious. When you're in an environment that's positive, driven, and focused on growth, your own energy will rise and you'll be more tuned into your higher wisdom. But be cautious. Avoid negativity. People who doubt, criticize, or resist growth will lower your vibration and distance you from the sixth sense. Choose to surround yourself with those who lift you up, challenge you in a constructive way, and inspire you to reach for greater heights. Take inspired action. One of the most powerful things you can do is to act on your intuitive hits. When you feel a nudge, an idea, or inspiration from your sixth sense, don't hesitate. Act on it. Even if you're unsure, take the first step. Remember, the universe rewards action. And when you follow through on inspired thoughts, you open up a channel for even more guidance. And remember, the more you act on these intuitive nudges, the stronger your connection to your sixth sense becomes. The universe responds to your courage, your willingness to step into the unknown, and your trust in the unseen. The power of faith. Faith is a common thread in nearly every chapter. And in the case of your sixth sense, faith is everything. Faith in your intuition. Faith in your ability to receive guidance. Faith that the universe is working on your behalf. Without faith, the sixth sense can't flourish. But when you have faith, it becomes your inner guide, leading you to the people, ideas, and opportunities that will help you achieve your goals. Hill's belief in faith cannot be overstated. It is what unlocks the doors to success that the sixth sense points you toward. Final thoughts. Your sixth sense is your secret weapon. By now, you should know that the sixth sense is not just a fleeting idea or a mystical power. It's a real and powerful tool that can dramatically transform your life, if you choose to use it. But it takes practice, patience, and faith. Are you ready to trust your intuition? Will you quiet the noise in your life to hear your higher guidance? Can you align yourself with infinite intelligence and allow it to guide you to the success you desire? The more you practice using the tools we've discussed, the more powerful your sixth sense will become. And soon, you'll find that the invisible forces guiding you aren't random. They're purposeful, and they are leading you exactly where you need to go. In the next chapter, we're going to talk about the power of the mastermind and how connecting with others can exponentially increase your success. So, are you prepared to connect with the right people and use the collective energy of a mastermind group to propel you forward? Keep listening, because success is about to get a whole lot easier. Chapter 15. How to apply the mastermind principle. Now, we're diving into one of the most powerful and profound concepts Napoleon Hill introduced in Think and Grow Rich: the mastermind principle. What is the mastermind? It's the collective energy, knowledge, and creativity that comes from two or more people working together in harmony toward a shared goal. It's the synergy created when like-minded individuals come together to collaborate, share ideas, and use their combined mental resources to achieve success. If you want to accelerate your growth and success, this is it. The power of a mastermind group. Hill describes the mastermind as two or more people working in perfect harmony toward a common goal. It's the power of collective minds combining their thoughts and energy. When you enter a mastermind, you're tapping into the infinite wisdom and experience of the group. In a true mastermind, each member adds something valuable: ideas, solutions, different perspectives, creative insight. One mind may be sharp in business strategy while another excels in creativity, and a third may have invaluable experience in leadership. Together, they create an unstoppable force. It's more than just brainstorming. It's about connection, synergy, and working together to elevate everyone's success. The key to the mastermind principle: harmony. But the real power of the mastermind principle lies in harmony. Hill stresses that for a mastermind group to be successful, the individuals involved must be in harmony. This means they must have a shared vision, aligned values, and mutual respect. Without harmony, you'll find conflict, confusion, and scattered energy. But when you bring together individuals who share a common purpose with a positive mental attitude, you create a force field of limitless potential. It's in this harmonious energy that the most incredible ideas and solutions come to light. The mastermind is more than just a group. It's a living entity. One of Hill's most profound insights is that the mastermind is alive. It's not just a collection of individuals. It's a living entity with its own intelligence, energy, and creative potential. He refers to this as the mastermind principle. When two or more minds are united in a spirit of harmony and cooperation, a third mind is created, a mastermind. This third mind is where the magic happens. It's not the sum of each person's individual ideas, but rather the collective energy and wisdom that emerges when people truly collaborate. This energy goes beyond logic, beyond reason, and opens the door to infinite possibilities. How to form your own mastermind group. Now that you understand the power of the mastermind, you might be wondering, how do I form my own mastermind group? How do I create a collective that can elevate my life and business to new heights? Here are the steps Hill recommends. 1. Select the right members. A mastermind group is only as strong as the individuals involved. Choose people who are not only positive and ambitious, but also individuals whose strengths complement your own. You want people who have experience in areas where you may lack, are committed to growth, have integrity and honesty. In other words, select people who will challenge and inspire you, but also people who can offer you support and fresh perspectives. 2. Set a clear goal. The mastermind works best when there's a clear, shared goal. This could be growing your business, writing a book, creating a new product, overcoming personal challenges. Whatever the goal, everyone in the group must be aligned with it and motivated by it. Make sure to articulate this goal clearly at the beginning, so everyone knows what they're working toward and can contribute their ideas and energy toward it. 3. Meet regularly. Consistency is key. You need to meet regularly, whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, to check in, discuss progress, and brainstorm new ideas. Set a specific time and place for these meetings, and treat them as a serious commitment. This consistency creates momentum and helps keep everyone accountable. 4. Share knowledge freely. The best masterminds are built on the principle of giving. Each member should feel free to share their knowledge, ideas, and resources. This creates a flow of energy. Ideas pass back and forth, and everyone benefits. A mastermind is not a place for competition. It's a place for collaboration. Each person should feel that by helping others, they too will benefit. 5. Encourage and inspire each other. Remember, the mastermind group should be a supportive environment. This is not a place for criticism or negativity. Encourage your fellow members, lift them up, and celebrate each success along the way. When someone has a breakthrough, everyone should share in that victory. This encouragement keeps everyone motivated, and it cultivates an atmosphere of mutual respect. The power of the mastermind in action. The greatest success stories often involve mastermind groups. Think of Thomas Edison, who worked with a mastermind group that included Henry Ford, Harvey Firestone, and others. Together, they created groundbreaking innovations in the world of business and industry. Or take Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in history. He credited his success to the powerful mastermind groups he surrounded himself with. He didn't rely on his own mind alone. He understood that the power of collaboration with brilliant minds was what propelled him forward. By working together, you tap into a pool of knowledge and creative energy that no single person could ever access alone. The mastermind principle is a universal law. The mastermind principle isn't just a business strategy, it's a universal law of success. This law operates in nature. A single seed planted in fertile soil grows into a tree that produces many fruits. A single drop of water joins with others to form a river that can cut through mountains. When like-minded individuals come together, their combined energy can overcome obstacles, solve problems, and create success that none of them could have achieved individually. What are you waiting for? Ask yourself, who could you invite into your own mastermind group? What shared goal could you and your partners work toward? How much further could you go if you joined forces with the right people with the right ideas? Your success is not limited to what you can do alone. Your success is multiplied when you form a mastermind group that works together in harmony toward a common purpose. So it's time to take action. Form your own mastermind. Surround yourself with people who elevate you and start creating the success you deserve. The path to mastery isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about knowing when to collaborate, when to tap into others' strengths, and when to trust that the right people will help you unlock the next level of your potential. The mastermind principle is a force that can amplify your efforts, speed up your progress, and give you the power of a team of like-minded individuals working in perfect harmony. Chapter 16. The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. Now, we're about to explore one of the most intriguing and powerful principles in Think and Grow Rich. A principle that often catches people by surprise, but has the potential to unlock extraordinary success in your life. It's called sex transmutation. Yes, you heard that right. Sex. And no, this isn't about what you might be thinking. This is a deeply psychological and energetic concept that Napoleon Hill describes as a force capable of propelling you to higher levels of achievement. So, what is sex transmutation? At its core, sex transmutation is the process of transforming sexual energy into creative, productive energy that can be used to achieve success in any area of your life. You might be wondering, how can something so primal, so deeply human, be used for personal development? Well, hold on, because we're about to dive deep into the psychology behind this powerful energy and how you can use it to fuel your drive and elevate your life. Understanding the power of sexual energy. Sexual energy in its essence is one of the most potent forces humans possess. It's not just about reproduction, it's about life force, about the vitality that drives us to create, to build, to connect, and to move forward. Hill explains that most people waste this energy through impulsive actions, distractions, and superficial pursuits. But when you transmute this energy, when you redirect it toward creative, intellectual, and productive goals, you tap into a power source that has been misunderstood for centuries. It's easy to see why Hill emphasizes this principle. Sexual energy is so deeply ingrained in human nature, yet most people misuse it by giving into instant gratification instead of channeling it into something that brings long-term rewards. But when you learn to redirect this energy into your work, your goals, and your passions, you can transcend the typical limits of personal achievement. The process of transmutation. Transmutation, in simple terms, is the act of changing one form of energy into another. Hill argues that by taking the intensity of sexual desire and converting it into the energy used for higher pursuits, you will experience a significant increase in creativity, mental clarity, and drive. But how do you transmute sexual energy into something constructive? Here's the process Hill outlines. 1. Focus on your higher purpose. The first step is to identify a goal or passion that excites you. This could be, building a business, creating art, developing a skill, pursuing a personal mission. Whatever it is, it must be a goal that lights you up, something that draws on your highest desires. Second, shift your attention. When you feel sexual desire or attraction, instead of directing that energy toward physical expression, shift your focus to your higher goal. Imagine yourself channeling that passion into your work. The key here is focus. You are not suppressing the energy, but redirecting it. Just as an electrical current can be directed into a light bulb to create light, you can direct your energy into your creative pursuits, bringing light to your dreams. 3. Harness the energy. Once you shift your attention to your goals, begin using this powerful energy to fuel your creativity and determination. Write, paint, build, create. Do whatever brings you closer to your purpose, and do it with the same intensity you might have once directed toward physical expression. This is when you begin to see your productivity skyrocket, and your sense of purpose becomes invincible. 4. Engage in physical activity. Hill also suggests that physical exercise can help in transmuting this energy. By engaging in activities that require physical effort, such as running, lifting weights, or yoga, you can release the energy in a healthy and productive way, making it easier to redirect that energy into your work. 5. Mental reprogramming. To successfully transmute sexual energy, you need to reprogram your mind to associate this energy with your success. Affirmations, meditation, and visualization can help you achieve this. When you train your mind to think of sexual energy as creative fuel, you will develop a strong connection between your desires and your ambitions. The link between sexual energy and creativity. You might be surprised to know that many of the world's greatest artists, thinkers, and innovators have spoken about the link between sexual energy and creativity. Take Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, for instance. Freud believed that sexual energy was a fundamental driving force behind all human activity. And while he focused more on psychoanalysis, his ideas contributed to the understanding of how this energy can be transformed. You've probably heard of Albert Einstein or Nikola Tesla, two brilliant minds who are often said to have transcended ordinary human limitations. While their genius was undoubtedly rooted in intellectual capacity, both men were known to possess a deep understanding of energy, not just physical energy, but creative energy. These individuals understood that by tapping into their inner reserves of sexual energy and transmuting it, they were able to push the boundaries of innovation and achievement. The role of self-control. Self-control is another critical aspect of this principle. It's easy to let your desires lead you off course, but to transmute energy effectively, you need discipline. Hill emphasizes that self-discipline is essential for success. It's not about repressing your desires, but rather choosing when and how you express them. By learning to master your impulses, you gain the power to direct your energy toward your greater goals. When you exercise self-control, you build the mental strength necessary to rise above distractions and focus on what truly matters. The relationship between sex and power. One of Hill's most fascinating insights in this chapter is the relationship between sex and personal power. He points out that successful people often have a magnetic quality, a kind of power that draws others to them. This power, Hill believes, is often rooted in the successful transmutation of sexual energy into productive channels. Think about it. When someone is passionate and driven toward their goals, they exude a kind of charisma and personal power that is magnetic. Their energy is palpable. This magnetism, according to Hill, is the result of transmuted sexual energy that fuels their enthusiasm and determination. The more you learn to control and direct this energy, the more powerful and influential you become. The spiritual aspect of transmutation. Hill also touches on the spiritual side of this principle. By transmuting sexual energy, you not only harness its physical and mental power, but you also align with a higher energy that connects you to the universal flow of creativity and purpose. This energy connects you to the infinite intelligence that guides all successful people. Sexual energy, in essence, is a force that can propel you to higher states of consciousness and awareness. When you channel it with purpose and intention, you can unlock access to higher realms of thought, intuition, and creativity. Final thoughts. The hidden power of sexual energy. Sexual energy is powerful. It's not just about physical desire. It's a force that can create, innovate, and drive success. But when you learn to transmute it, you can unlock a whole new dimension of your potential. It's about redirecting your energy to fuel your creative drive, increase your productivity, and reach new heights of success. This is the hidden power that has propelled some of the world's greatest achievers to greatness. Chapter 17. The Subconscious Mind. Welcome to one of the most powerful and transformative chapters in Think and Grow Rich. The chapter on the subconscious mind. In this chapter, Napoleon Hill takes us deep into the workings of the mind, particularly the subconscious mind, which he considers one of the most important elements in achieving success. But before we dive in, let's ask, what does it mean to truly program your mind for success? How does your subconscious influence your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your life? Hill argues that the subconscious mind is a gateway to success, and it is through this inner realm that we can tap into our greatest potential. This chapter will guide you in unlocking that potential by understanding and mastering the power of your subconscious mind. The power of the subconscious mind. Hill refers to the subconscious mind as the connecting link between the conscious mind and the infinite intelligence of the universe. It's the bridge through which thoughts, ideas, and emotions travel to manifest in the physical world. The subconscious is not just a passive receiver, it is an active force in shaping your reality. It works tirelessly, 24 hours a day, absorbing and processing everything you encounter, whether consciously or unconsciously. Your beliefs, emotions, experiences, and even the things you hear or see influence the programming of your subconscious mind. What does this mean for you? It means that if you can control what you feed your subconscious mind, you can control your outcome in life. Hill makes it clear. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The key here is that your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between positive and negative suggestions. Whatever you plant in it, whether constructive or destructive, it will work tirelessly to bring it into your experience. How the subconscious mind works. The subconscious mind is not rational. It doesn't reason or analyze. It simply accepts and acts based on the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs you feed it. Hill describes the subconscious as being like a fertile garden. Whatever you plant in it, whether it's a positive belief or a negative thought, it will grow, multiply, and shape your experience. Imagine for a moment that you plant a seed. You water it, nurture it, and take care of it. Over time, that seed will grow into a plant, an outcome based on the type of seed you planted. The same is true for your mind. If you plant seeds of fear, doubt, and negativity, your subconscious will grow those thoughts and bring those circumstances into your life. But if you plant seeds of belief, ambition, and positive expectation, your subconscious will work tirelessly to bring you closer to your goals. That's the power of the subconscious mind. Feeding your subconscious mind, the importance of autosuggestion. One of the most effective ways to influence the subconscious mind is through a process Hill calls autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is simply the technique of repeating positive affirmations and suggestions to yourself with conviction and emotion until they become ingrained in your subconscious. This practice works because the subconscious mind believes whatever you tell it, as long as you tell it with emotion and belief. The more you repeat something, the more it sinks into your subconscious. Think about it. Have you ever had a song stuck in your head after hearing it repeatedly? Have you ever found yourself repeating a phrase, a belief, or a piece of advice because it resonates with you? This is your subconscious mind working. It's constantly absorbing what you tell it. The same principle can be applied to affirmations and positive beliefs. Hill recommends you create a written statement of your goal and read it aloud daily. Don't just read it mechanically, feel the emotion behind it. What would it feel like to achieve your goal? How would your life change? Imagine it as vividly as possible and repeat it with belief and passion. The more you practice autosuggestion, the more you will begin to reprogram your subconscious to align with your goals. The subconscious mind and emotions. In addition to repetition, Hill points out that the subconscious mind is deeply influenced by emotions. The stronger the emotion, the more deeply it's etched into your subconscious. This is why when you're filled with fear, anger, or negativity, those emotions can take root in your subconscious and dictate your actions and behaviors. On the flip side, when you feel love, enthusiasm, optimism, and passion, those emotions also influence your subconscious mind, creating positive results in your life. The key is to manage your emotions. Instead of allowing negative emotions to control you, take charge. Use your emotions as fuel for your ambitions. Harness them to push yourself forward. When you experience fear or doubt, channel those emotions into determination. Turn your passion into positive actions that move you closer to your goals. The role of the subconscious in achieving your goals. Now that we understand how the subconscious mind operates, let's look at how it helps you achieve your goals. Your subconscious mind doesn't just passively accept everything you tell it. It actively works to make your desires a reality. When you impress a desire or goal on your subconscious mind, it will begin to seek opportunities, generate ideas, and even create the circumstances necessary to manifest that desire. For example, if you constantly visualize yourself achieving a goal, let's say building a successful business, and you continue to tell yourself that you will succeed, your subconscious mind will begin to actively work in your favor. You may come across new ideas. You may meet people who align with your vision. Opportunities may appear that you never saw before. Your subconscious mind is like a magnetic force, constantly attracting the right circumstances to help you manifest your desires. The importance of positive thinking. Hill insists that positive thinking is crucial when working with the subconscious mind. A positive mental attitude is not just a feel-good philosophy, it's a powerful tool for shaping your reality. When you focus on positive thoughts, you send a clear message to your subconscious, which in turn works to bring those thoughts into existence. You may face challenges, setbacks, and even failure along the way. But the key is to maintain a positive attitude and keep feeding your subconscious with the belief that success is inevitable. When you focus on solutions instead of problems, your subconscious will work to help you find those solutions, bringing your vision closer to reality. The subconscious mind and infinite intelligence. Hill also mentions a very important point in this chapter. The subconscious mind is not just connected to your conscious thoughts, it is connected to infinite intelligence, or the universal energy of all knowledge and wisdom. Your subconscious mind is a gateway to the wisdom of the universe. When you tune into it, you can receive insights, ideas, and inspiration that are beyond the ordinary. This connection allows you to tap into creative solutions, innovative ideas, and even guidance that will help you achieve success. Hill encourages you to believe in this connection and trust that when you focus on your goals, you are being guided toward the right path by the universe. Mastering your subconscious mind. So, how do you take control of your subconscious mind? Hill emphasizes the importance of conscious effort. You have to make a deliberate decision to feed your subconscious only the thoughts, ideas, and emotions that align with your goals. By doing so, you can reprogram your subconscious mind to work for you, not against you. If you do this consistently, you will begin to notice a shift. Your thoughts will become more focused, your decisions more aligned with your goals, and your actions more purposeful. The final step: belief and persistence. At the heart of all of this is belief. You must believe in your ability to influence your subconscious mind and, in turn, shape your reality. With faith and persistence, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Your subconscious mind is always at work, but it's up to you to direct it toward success. Are you ready to reprogram your mind for success? Now that you've learned how to use your subconscious mind as a powerful tool, it's time to take action. Are you ready to feed your mind with the right thoughts? Chapter 18. The Brain. Welcome to Chapter 18, a chapter that may just change the way you think about your mind and its potential. This is where we unlock one of the most powerful concepts in Think and Grow Rich: the connection between your brain and your ability to manifest your desires. Napoleon Hill emphasizes that your brain is not just an organ inside your skull. It is a vibrational frequency transmitter, a tool that, when properly utilized, can amplify your thoughts, desires, and ambitions into tangible results. But how does the brain work in relation to success? How do you use it to amplify your efforts, attract wealth, and accomplish your deepest goals? Let's dive in and discover the incredible power of the brain and how you can harness it to achieve the life you want. The brain as a transmitter and receiver. The first concept Hill introduces in this chapter is the idea that your brain is both a transmitter and a receiver of thoughts. Think of your brain like a radio receiver. Just as a radio can pick up signals from the airwaves, your brain can receive signals from the universe or from other minds. These signals are composed of vibrational frequencies. Every thought you have emits a frequency that can attract similar thoughts, ideas, and opportunities. Hill uses the analogy of a radio to illustrate this. A radio doesn't create its own signals. It receives signals from the airwaves and then amplifies them. Similarly, your brain doesn't generate success on its own. It picks up signals from the infinite intelligence or the universe and amplifies them, creating results in your life. The key to success is tuning your brain to the right frequency, a frequency that aligns with your desires and goals. Brainwaves and the power of thought. Your brain is constantly emitting different types of electrical waves. These brainwaves vary depending on your mental state, whether you're deeply focused, relaxed, or even in a state of sleep. These brainwaves include beta waves, active thinking, problem solving, and focused attention. Alpha waves, a relaxed, calm state of mind, often associated with creative thinking. Theta waves, a deeper level of relaxation, often linked to deep meditation or creative visualization. Delta waves, deep sleep and healing. To be in harmony with your goals and desires, you need to tap into the right brainwave frequencies, the ones that align with the creation of wealth, success, and innovation. Hill suggests that creative thought and success are often a product of the alpha and theta states, where you're relaxed enough to access intuitive insights and ideas. The more you work on calming the mind and focusing on positive, goal-oriented thoughts, the more you will activate these brainwaves and open the gateway for success. The power of thought vibrations. The brain, according to Hill, operates through vibrations. Every thought you think sends out a vibration. The more intense and focused the thought, the stronger the vibration. The vibration sent out by your thoughts then attracts similar vibrations from the universe. Think about it for a second. Have you ever had a moment where you're thinking about something and then the universe seems to conspire in your favor? Have you ever experienced the phenomenon where your thoughts become actions and everything falls into place? This is not a coincidence. This is the law of vibration in action. When you align your thoughts with a clear and passionate desire, your brain sends out a frequency that attracts people, opportunities, and resources that are in alignment with that desire. But it's not just about having positive thoughts, it's about having focused, passionate thoughts. This is where Hill's principle of definiteness of purpose comes into play. When you know exactly what you want and think about it consistently with emotion and passion, your brain will transmit that desire to the universe, and the universe will respond. The role of the mind in creating wealth. You might be wondering, how does all of this relate to creating wealth? Hill argues that the brain is the center of all thought, including wealth creation. Your brain is the origin point from which your thoughts and ideas emerge. These thoughts then drive your actions and through consistent effort lead to the creation of wealth. If you want to accumulate wealth, you must first create a wealthy mindset. Your thoughts about money, success, and prosperity shape the way you approach wealth. A person with a positive and open mindset towards wealth will see more opportunities for income, success, and financial growth than someone with a lack mindset. Hill suggests that by using the power of your brain, you can transform your thinking, direct it towards positive and wealth-building thoughts, and begin to attract the circumstances that will help you achieve financial freedom. The brain's role in personal magnetism. One of the most fascinating concepts Hill explores is the connection between the brain and personal magnetism. Personal magnetism is the quality that attracts others to you, and it's a quality that many successful people possess. Hill argues that this magnetism is not just an arbitrary trait, it is directly tied to the vibrational frequency of your brain. The more positive, enthusiastic, and purpose-driven your thoughts, the more others will be drawn to you. This is because you are broadcasting an energy a frequency that aligns with your desires and attracts like-minded people and opportunities into your life. When you radiate confidence, clarity, and purpose, you become magnetic. People want to work with you, collaborate with you, and support you in your endeavors. Your thoughts create this energy, and it is this energy that pulls success and wealth toward you. Mastering the power of your brain. To truly unlock the power of your brain, Hill suggests a few key practices. 1. Concentration. The ability to concentrate on a single thought or goal for an extended period is essential. The more you focus on your desires, the more your brain will transmit that desire into the universe. 2. Visualization. Hill advises using creative visualization to see yourself achieving your goals. This will help you tap into the brain's powerful imagery capabilities, directing the subconscious mind to align with your conscious desires. 3. Repetition. Just like with autosuggestion, repetition of positive thoughts, affirmations, and visualizations strengthens the neural pathways in your brain, making it easier to manifest your goals. 4. Positive emotional states. The more positive emotions you associate with your goals, the more your brain will start to attract those outcomes. Joy, gratitude, and enthusiasm are powerful emotional states that can amplify your brain's power to create. 5. Self-confidence. The belief that you can accomplish your goals is crucial. Without confidence in your abilities, your brain will not believe in your capacity to succeed. Confidence sends a strong signal to your brain that success is possible, which activates the creative processes that bring it to life. Brain, mind, and infinite intelligence. Perhaps one of the most exciting aspects of this chapter is the concept of how the brain is connected to infinite intelligence. Hill explains that through concentration and focused thought, your brain can tap into the vast knowledge and wisdom of the universe. This means that you are not limited to your own intellect or experiences. When you connect to infinite intelligence, you have access to an endless source of ideas, inspiration, and solutions. This connection allows you to think bigger, act bolder, and make decisions that lead to success. So, how do you tap into this infinite intelligence? It starts by tuning your brain to the right frequency. When you focus on your goals with clarity, passion, and faith, you begin to attract the guidance and inspiration needed to achieve them. Final thoughts. The brain as your success tool. Your brain is more than just an organ. It's your most powerful tool for success. When you learn to harness the vibrations of your thoughts, focus your energy on your goals, and align with the universe, your brain becomes an amplifier for your desires. Chapter 19. The Sixth Sense. Welcome to Chapter 19, the chapter that dives into the mysterious yet powerful concept of the sixth sense. Hill refers to this as the connecting link, a force that transcends ordinary reasoning and connects us to the universal intelligence that surrounds us. You may have heard of the sixth sense before, but have you ever considered it as a tool for achieving success, wealth, and personal growth? What if you could tap into an intuitive source of knowledge that would guide you to the right decisions at the right moments? What if your thoughts and actions could be powered by this unseen force, leading you to your ultimate goals? The sixth sense is not something mystical or unattainable. It is a faculty of the mind that anyone can learn to develop and use. This chapter will help you unlock the secrets of the sixth sense and show you how it can propel you to success. What is the sixth sense? Hill defines the sixth sense as the faculty of the mind that allows us to receive ideas, inspiration, and guidance from sources beyond our conscious mind. It is that inner voice, that intuitive feeling that whispers to you in moments of clarity. It is the gut instinct that tells you to go left when you were about to go right. This sense, Hill asserts, is a gift, one that connects us to the universal infinite intelligence or the collective wisdom of the universe. The sixth sense serves as a bridge between your conscious mind and the realm of intuitive ideas and creative thought. While the first five senses help us navigate the physical world, the sixth sense allows us to connect to a higher state of consciousness, enabling us to make decisions, take action, and align ourselves with our purpose more effectively. The role of the sixth sense in decision making. At some point in life, we've all had that moment where intuition guided us to make the right choice. Maybe you decided to invest in a particular opportunity, chose a career path, or started a relationship, all based on a feeling that didn't seem to come from logic or reasoning. The sixth sense is often at play during these decisions. While our rational mind can be clouded with doubts, fears, and overthinking, the sixth sense bypasses all that and taps into a deeper understanding of the situation. It allows us to make decisions quickly and confidently, even when we don't have all the facts. Hill notes that many successful people make decisions based on their sixth sense. It gives them the clarity to trust their instincts and take bold actions, even when the odds seem stacked against them. This is the power of the sixth sense. It helps you act decisively based on intuition and leads you to opportunities you may not have seen before. It's a tool for unlocking hidden possibilities, developing and trusting your sixth sense. So, how do you develop your sixth sense? How do you strengthen your connection to that intuitive guiding force? Hill emphasizes that the sixth sense is something that develops with time, practice, and intention. It's not a skill you're born with, it's a skill you can cultivate. But in order to harness it, you must first believe in it. If you dismiss the idea of intuition and inner guidance, you'll never be able to connect with it. Here's how you can start developing your sixth sense. 1. Meditation and quiet reflection. To access the sixth sense, you must quiet your mind and create space for inner reflection. Practices like meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in stillness allow your mind to connect with the deeper, intuitive parts of yourself. This inner silence is when the sixth sense has room to speak. 2. Trust your feelings. Your sixth sense often speaks in the form of feelings, an instinctual gut reaction to a situation or a sense of knowing. Pay attention to these feelings and trust them. If you feel an urge to move in a certain direction or to avoid a certain situation, listen to it. Over time, the more you trust your feelings, the stronger your intuitive sense will become. 3. Focus on your goals and desires. When you focus your mind on your goals, the sixth sense will help you receive the guidance you need. You may have a sudden flash of inspiration, a brilliant idea, or a sense of clarity about what to do next. By keeping your desires clear in your mind, you signal to the universe that you're open to receiving intuitive guidance. 4. Cultivate awareness. Pay attention to the subtle signals around you. The sixth sense is often communicated through things you might overlook. Something someone says, a book you pick up by chance, or an unexpected encounter. Stay open to the small, subtle nudges from the universe, and you'll start to recognize the messages your sixth sense is trying to send you. 5. Patience and faith. Trusting your intuition doesn't happen overnight. It takes patience and practice. But the more you give yourself permission to follow your instincts, the more you'll develop confidence in your ability to hear your sixth sense. Over time, this intuitive muscle will grow stronger, and you'll start to see the world in a new, more insightful way. The power of imagination and the sixth sense. In his teachings, Hill draws a close connection between the sixth sense and the power of imagination. When you combine the two, you create a potent force for success. Your imagination is where new ideas are born, and when coupled with the sixth sense, it becomes a tool for connecting with infinite intelligence. Hill suggests that the imagination is a doorway to inspiration from the universe. The more you use your imagination to visualize your goals and dreams, the more your sixth sense will help you bring them into reality. Visualization allows you to feel what success would be like and sends powerful vibrations to your subconscious mind. The sixth sense is that inner spark that helps you understand, in a deeper way, what is possible. It's the whisper that tells you exactly when to act on an idea, a flash of insight that leads you to the right opportunity. The sixth sense and your desire for wealth, Hill repeatedly emphasizes the connection between desire and the sixth sense. Your desires act as a powerful magnet, drawing the right opportunities and ideas towards you. However, it's the sixth sense that guides you to act on those opportunities when the time is right. Wealth is not just about hard work or luck. It's about having the right mindset and the ability to seize the right opportunities when they arise. The sixth sense helps you discern which opportunities align with your goals and which ones will lead you astray. This is why it's so important to maintain a clear mental picture of what you want and use the sixth sense to recognize when it's time to act. You don't have to figure everything out yourself. Your intuition will lead the way. The power of thought transmission. One of the most fascinating aspects of the sixth sense is its ability to pick up on the thoughts and vibrations of others. Hill suggests that when you're in tune with your sixth sense, you become more attuned to the minds of others, allowing you to pick up on their thoughts, ideas, and even emotions. This ability to transmit and receive thoughts is one of the keys to success. It's not just about what you know, it's about what others know and how you can connect with them on a deeper level. The sixth sense allows you to sense the mood of a situation, recognize the needs of others, and discover ways to create value in ways you might not have considered. In essence, the sixth sense turns you into a master of opportunity, allowing you to tap into the collective wisdom and energy that surrounds you. Are you ready to trust your intuition? Hill closes this chapter by challenging you to trust your sixth sense. He asks, what if your intuition could guide you toward the life you've always dreamed of? What if, by trusting the whispers of your inner voice, you could open doors that were previously closed to you? How much more effective could you be in achieving your goals if you allowed your sixth sense to guide you? Chapter 20. How to Outwit the Six Ghosts of Fear. Welcome to Chapter 20, the final chapter of Think and Grow Rich. This is the chapter that tackles one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and your success: fear. Hill refers to it as the six ghosts of fear, powerful, invisible forces that hold us back from realizing our full potential. In this chapter, you will learn how to identify and overcome these fears so you can step into your greatness. Fear has stopped more people from achieving their goals than any other factor, and Hill is here to show you that the key to success is not just in what you do, but in how you overcome your fears. The Six Ghosts of Fear Hill identifies six main fears that most people face at some point in their lives. These fears are so powerful because they hold us back from pursuing our dreams and taking risks. In fact, many people allow these fears to govern their lives, preventing them from making progress toward success. Let's take a look at each of the six ghosts of fear. 1. The fear of poverty. This is the fear of not having enough money to meet your needs. It's a fear that keeps many people trapped in mediocrity. The fear of poverty manifests in thoughts like, what if I don't have enough? What if I fail and can't support myself? Hill notes that this fear often holds people back from pursuing their dreams, especially when it comes to starting a business, making investments, or taking risks. The constant worry about money keeps them stuck in place, never daring to reach for their true potential. 2. The fear of criticism. This fear revolves around what others think of us. Many people are held back because they're afraid of being judged, ridiculed, or criticized. They worry about the opinions of others, and as a result, they hold themselves back from taking action or putting themselves out there. If you're constantly worried about what others will say or think, you may find yourself paralyzed, unable to make decisions or take risks. 3. The fear of ill health. This is the fear that you might develop a serious illness or that your health will fail you. It's a fear that can manifest in many ways: anxiety over physical symptoms, fear of aging, or even hypochondria. This fear can hold you back from living fully, taking action, and pursuing your goals, as it can cause you to focus on worst case scenarios instead of taking positive action. The fear of loss of love. This fear is rooted in the belief that you might lose someone's love, affection, or approval. It could be the fear of losing a partner, a friend, or the admiration of others. People often become clingy or make decisions based on pleasing others, rather than pursuing their own path. Hill suggests that this fear stems from insecurity, and it can cause people to stay in unhealthy relationships or make decisions based on fear of rejection rather than what is truly best for them. 5. The fear of old age. This is the fear that comes with growing older and the belief that your best years are behind you. It's the thought that opportunities are limited because you're getting older, or that you've missed your chance to achieve success. Many people experience this fear as they age, feeling like they no longer have the energy or drive to accomplish their goals. But Hill stresses that age is no barrier to success. It's a mindset that can be overcome with the right attitude. 6. The fear of death. Finally, the fear of death is the most fundamental fear of all. It's the fear that prevents people from taking risks, pursuing their dreams, or living life to its fullest. The fear of death often manifests in thoughts like, what if something happens to me? Or, what if I fail and ruin my life? While this fear is natural, Hill argues that it is one of the most paralyzing fears and often prevents people from living a fulfilling life. By understanding and confronting this fear, you free yourself to embrace life and all it has to offer. How fear holds us back. The common thread between these 6 fears is that they paralyze us. They create negative mental patterns that prevent us from taking action, trying new things, or pursuing our goals. Fear tells us no before we even try. It fills us with self-doubt, worry, and anxiety, making us believe that failure is inevitable. Hill points out that fear of failure is often a result of these 6 fears. When we fear something, whether it's poverty, criticism, or death, we tend to avoid taking the steps that will move us closer to success. We become overly cautious, overly worried about making mistakes, and that fear holds us in place. These fears create a mental block that prevents us from realizing our potential. They limit us to a comfort zone where we play it safe, avoid risks, and stay small. However, in order to grow and succeed, we must step out of our comfort zone and face our fears head on. The key to overcoming fear: courage and action. Hill argues that the key to overcoming these fears is courage, the willingness to take action despite your fears. He makes a powerful statement. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. When we act despite our fears, we prove to ourselves that fear does not have control over us. Every time you face a fear and take action, you weaken that fear's power. You show your mind that it is safe to take risks, try new things, and step into the unknown. Each small victory over fear builds your confidence and courage. Hill also emphasizes the importance of replacing fear with positive thoughts. When fear arises, replace it with thoughts of courage, determination, and faith. The more you focus on positive thoughts, the less room there will be for fear to take hold. When you focus on positive outcomes and success, the fears become less overwhelming. You'll find yourself acting in ways that align with your goals, and fear will no longer hold you back. Practical steps to outwit the ghosts of fear. Hill gives us several practical strategies for dealing with fear. These steps will help you dismantle the power of fear and replace it with confidence and action. 1. Acknowledge the fear. The first step is to acknowledge that the fear exists. Name the fear. Whether it's the fear of poverty, criticism, or failure, recognizing it allows you to take power away from it. Don't suppress or deny it. Facing the fear is the first step toward overcoming it. 2. Analyze the fear. Once you've identified the fear, Hill suggests you analyze it logically. Ask yourself questions like, what is the worst thing that could happen? Or, what's the probability that my fear will actually come true? This helps you put the fear into perspective. 3. Focus on the positive. Replace fearful thoughts with positive affirmations and mental imagery. When you feel fear creeping in, focus on the successful outcome you desire. Visualize your goal coming to fruition and remind yourself that you are capable and deserving of success. 4. Take action. Taking decisive action is the best way to neutralize fear. Don't wait for fear to go away on its own. Take action in spite of it. The more you act, the less control fear will have over you. 5. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Hill suggests that failure is not something to fear, but something to learn from. When you encounter obstacles or setbacks, view them as valuable lessons that can guide you toward future success. Failure is never final unless you allow it to be. 6. Surround yourself with positive influences. Fear can grow in isolation. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, support your dreams, and help you stay focused on your goals. Positive energy is a great antidote to fear. 7. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to dispel fear. By focusing on what you are grateful for, you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from fear to trust. Gratitude helps you stay in a positive emotional state, which helps neutralize negative thoughts and fears. Final thoughts. Face your fears and take control. The 6 ghosts of fear are powerful, but they are not invincible. When you take deliberate, consistent action to face them head-on, they lose their grip on you. Courage, action, and positive thinking are your weapons for outwitting fear and creating the life you desire. Now ask yourself, what fears have been holding you back from your dreams? What steps can you take today to face those fears and take action toward your goals? How much more could you accomplish if you stopped letting fear dictate your life? The journey to success is never without challenges, but fear doesn't have to be one of them. By outwitting the 6 ghosts of fear, you can step into your true potential and move confidently toward the life you deserve. As we close the pages of Think and Grow Rich, it's time to reflect on the most important question. What will you do with this knowledge? This book has given you the tools, the blueprint, and the power to shape your future. But success doesn't come from just knowing these principles. It comes from acting on them. The key to your future lies in your desire, faith, persistence, and action. Take Action now. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. Faith turns your dreams into reality. Persistence pushes you through obstacles, and mastermind alliances help you grow faster. Ask yourself, what do you truly desire in life? Are you ready to take action and make that desire your reality? Now is the time to act. Outwit the fears, believe in your dreams, and persist until success is yours. You have the power. The road to success is waiting for you. Step forward, take action, and make your dreams come true. If you enjoyed this audiobook, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share it with your friends, and help spread the word. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on future releases. And don't forget to tap the bell to stay updated. Your support means the world to us. Let's keep this audiobook journey going. See you next time.